Hey guys, my name is Beryl. Welcome to my channel where we speak on identity, purpose, and vision. Today we'll just be tackling the question, what type of friend are you? What type of friend am I? And learning as we go. Stay tuned because I know you will be blessed after this video. We're going to be using three characters in the Bible as case studies to just understand what type of friend are you. And we'll be using their relationship with God because I believe that once you figure out your relationship with God, humans are gonna be humans, and you understand that we are just also a human. Also, I'm learning to be okay in my humanity because I understand that there is someone in me that is working in me to fulfill His own purpose through me. I say that because in the past 2 weeks, I have really questioned myself. I have really doubted. You know, it's funny how God will give you a set of people to speak to, and then you actually have to go through something so that way you can bless people on the other side of it. So, this past 2 weeks, I was in spring break and I had some plans to hang out with some of my friends. I made the plans, I set up the time, I communicated and did all these things. But eventually, I got something. I had a project that I had to finish, and currently still on that project, doing it. But I say all that to just come back to the question I've really been struggling with in this season is type of friend am I? Honestly, what type of friend am I look at three Bible characters Moses, Abraham, and David, and I was studying on their relationship with God and how they approached it. Everyone is different in their approach. It's not one size fits all when it comes to God. The way he relates to me is not the same way he relates with you. Not the same way he relates with your dad, not the same way he relates with your mom. And I realized that each of these people and these fathers, I'll put it, they each had a way where they communicated, where they had fellowship, where they showed their appreciation. And those are the three building blocks we are going to, lay our foundation. Number one, Moses. I believe that Moses really communicated with God. He was one who spent a lot of time in communication with God. When he had to go and write the Ten Commandments, he spent 40 days on the mountain. When he was even back, he spent a lot of time in the inner court that his face started to shine, it started to glow. And when people saw him, they had to cover their faces. That is how much time he spent with God. And it came to a point where God even recognized him as his friend. God said that this is my friend, that he does not, when you have a friend that is defensive, that would do anything to make sure that you succeed. Moses' brother and his sister were complaining. Like, why does Moses have this? Why does Moses have that? And God came down and said, no, you don't talk to my friend like that. Here, just warn yourself. I have chosen this guy and he gave the woman leprosy. Hey, imagine that God is fighting for his friend. That's the same way, I want to be towards my friends. I am not there yet. I am learning that I have to make sure I'm communicating with them, make sure I'm reaching out, make sure I'm just saying hi, saying hello, checking up on them. It's very easy for me to just surround myself in this bubble where, oh, Joba, you're going through it, Joba, what's wrong? Fix yourself and stuff like that. But then there are also other people that are also going through some things. So sometimes just a healthy hi, healthy hello. Hey, I'm checking on you. Hi. a word of just appreciation to them, saying, "Hey, I know you may be going through it right now, but I'm just here if you need to talk," will go a very, 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 very long way. Trust me, it will go a very, very long way. And I saw that the importance of that even in this past week, where friends reached out to me, they were asking of me, and I'm like, oh wow, you guys still you still recognize me as your people? That's crazy. That's crazy. But I was like, wow, that is really wonderful. And the goal is just to make sure that I replicate the same thing towards them. To do unto others as you want them to do unto you. Yeah. So that's one, communication. Number two, appreciation. When it comes to showing appreciation to your friends, Abraham was a wonderful case study where everywhere Abraham went, when it came to his journey with God, he always built up an altar and showed his appreciation to God for bringing them this far. And that's how even Isaac was when he saw that template and ended up copying it when it came to his time. But you see that when it comes to us as friends, us as humans relating with God, most times I believe that I tend to get over myself. Like there's so much pride when it comes to thanking God. You have prayed, He's finally answered. Now you're into it and you think, oh, because He has given it to you, you are just going to go like that. I realize that that is a very, very, very terrible way of thinking because the answered prayer that you have been praying for has finally come. Is it not possible? You know how they say, make sure you say thank you, please, thank you, you're welcome. I forget to. I can't lie. I sometimes forget. I think that, oh, I've prayed for it, so now it's mine. I should be good. But it's in that moment where you actually just have to go back and go and thank God for everything that He has done. Thank Him for bringing you even this far. There's something that I got a word recently where it says you are one thank you away from your breakthrough. You are one thank you away from your breakthrough. Because it's very easy to find yourself in very terrible situations and not remember what God has done for you in the past. That you don't even thank Him. That you don't seek His face. You don't say, Lord, I thank you. Even for waking me up, I thank you. It might not have been something I was looking for, but in your sovereignty, I trust that you are doing what is needed for my life to go the way you want it to. There is a lot of stress in this season. There is a lot of turmoil that is happening around the world. But the best thing that we can all do is just thank God that we actually have life. I know it sounds absurd, but I I believe that it gives us a different frame of mind when we step into the world, knowing that there is a God that sees us for who we truly are. There is a God that truly, truly sees us and He knows who we are, that He has planned good things and not evil things for us. And the only thing we can do just to give Him back all the glory, give Him back all the praise, is just thank Him. Thank Him. A lot of friends have done so many things for me, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I could start naming names, but it's good not to name names so that way nobody come and say, Job, I did not name my own. No. But I remember packing to come to my school. And I remember asking some of my friends, oh, please come and help out and everything. And two of my friends came, they packed everything for me. They just made sure everything was good. Because I have a tendency of not asking for help. God is working on me, guys. God is working on me. But them doing that is something that I will never ever forget in my life. Like in my life. Another story was when a friend of mine, I was speaking to him on just on my school fees. I was letting you know, bro, it's kind of tough out here, and he actually paid off for my first semester. And I'm like, what type of friend do that? But like sometimes I feel like I'm so undeserving, but that's really how God feels when He has given us all this love. He has died for us. He has shown us how we should live, and we are not able to receive it. We are not able to receive the love that He freely gives us. It's a gift. He says, "Take. I'm giving it to you. There is nothing that I'm asking of you. I just said, just receive this gift of salvation." And most times we just run away from it. We run away thinking that it's going to cage us in. It's going to keep us from doing what we need to do. But the best thing, trust me, the best thing you can do in your life is just to receive all the love that God gives from Him, from the people that He has sent to you. So that's number two, appreciation. Make sure you're showing your appreciation to your friends. If you are my friend, I love you from the bottom of my heart. Okay? Love you. I love you. Yes. Thank you so much for all the support. Thank you so much for all the care. I am rooting for each and every one of you. Looking at me right now, I am rooting for you in every business, every career, every idea you may have. I am rooting for you. You are going to do well. You are going to succeed. You are going to become great. So great that when you look back, you'll be like, "Ah, I never saw this coming, but thank you, Jesus." That's my prayer. That's my prayer for each and every one of you. Okay, so let's go to the last one. I know it's the last one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But the last one is fellowship. Fellowship. And the best case study that I could really find when it came to fellowship was David. David. David had a wonderful time in fellowship with God. From being a shepherd's boy to becoming a king, he really understood intimacy with God. I think that when I think of my favorite character in the Bible, I always resonate with David because he understood what it meant to really have a relationship with God, to have a revelation of who Jesus is. That there were about four prophecies that were given in the Psalms about Jesus Christ. I'm like, this guy was a king. He was a king ruling people. He was a warrior fighting battles. He was also a priest singing psalms. And you tell yourself like, wow, this guy was, doing everything. But it started first by him understanding who he was, understanding that his primary purpose as a child of God was to make sure that he keep that relationship with God, that intimacy, that closeness, spending time with him. I believe is in Psalms 42 where it says that my soul pants for the Lord, as the deer pants for the waters. I honestly envy the relationship. If that's something I can say, I envy the relationship that David had with God because you understand that when even after David died and everything, he still said that David was a man after his own heart. After his own heart. After God's own heart too. Not any man's heart, after God's own heart. And it started with fellowship. So two things that it can go is like one, having fellowship with God, and then having fellowship with your fellow brethren. Even having fellowship with yourself is something that I'm learning is really important right now, where you don't end up seeking outside validation when you haven't first gathered yourself, when you haven't first understood what it is you need as a person before you go out there. And this helps because when you go out into the world, you want to shine as a light. You don't want people to define you as the light that you are meant to be. You want to be able to go out there knowing how defined you are as the light of the earth light of the world and the salt of the earth. You don't want people to look at you and start to define you, give you names, give you some nicknames or stuff like that that don't align with who God has called you to be. This is friendship. Friendship with God is something that you don't learn in one day. I wish I could. Trust me, I wish I could. Where it's just like, oh, me and God, we are just talking, we are gisting, and it's a free flow relationship. I think that it really starts by, again, understanding who you are, having a transformed mindset, and then having a revelation of who Jesus is, because that gives you the whole framework. It gives you the template of how you approach God, not from a place of, oh, give me this, not a place from, oh, give me that, but a place from, who are you? Who is Jesus? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Like, who is Jesus? This man, this the God that came on this earth, and he lived a life that was not, there was no sin, there was nothing involved, no evil. He ended up living a clean slate of life. He fulfilled his purpose in 3 years. 3 years. He knew exactly what he needed to do, and he did it to perfection. That is the person that we have to come to know intimately. Intimately. Trust me, it's a long journey, but this life is a marathon, and we end up learning ourselves as best as God knows us. So as we know God, we end up knowing ourselves better. And as we know ourselves better, we are able to give of ourselves to the people that He has called us to. Remember, you are called to stand out, not to fit in. Have a blessed and wonderful day. I will see you in the next one. Bye.